A state funeral for Palestinian-American journalist Shireen Abu Akleh is taking place in the West Bank city of Ramallah tonight. The reporter was shot dead yesterday morning in the city of Jenin. It's still unclear who was responsible and how the investigation will be conducted.
A generation admired Shireen Abu Akleh. Now the 51-year-old's body is carried into Al-Jazeera's Ramallah office. Here, the last picture she shared as she prepared to cover an Israeli arrest operation in Jenin, where Israel says several suspects in recent deadly attacks in Israel come from. She was shot in the head in the early morning incident, Al-Jazeera accusing Israeli forces of killing in cold blood a clearly identified journalist.
We see this as intentional targeting of Al-Jazeera and its journalists to prevent them from conducting their duties.
The Israeli Defense Force says its troops came under heavy fire in a Jenin street, hours later releasing this video, which it says shows a Palestinian gunman in the same area firing indiscriminately. The IDF says no soldier was injured there. The Prime Minister's office initially saying the video points to what could have happened.
ישנו סיכוי לא מבוטל שהעיתונאית נפגעה בכלל מירי הפלסטינים החמושים.
But later, Israeli human rights group B'Tselem released a map based, it said, on GPS coordinates and aerial shots. They suggested a nearly 300-metre distance between the locations of the gunfire and Abu Akleh's death. Her colleague Ali Samoudi, shot in the back, agrees there were no clashes in the area where the pair was hit.
ما قطعنا في الطريق اللي ما كانش فيه لا مسلحين ولا مدنيين ولا في أي إطلاق نار ولا في أي أحداث.
Israel's military chief, Lieutenant General Aviv Kochavi, stepped back.
בשלב הזה לא ניתן לקבוע מאיזה ירי היא נהרגה.
From Israel's closest ally, the United States, expressions of dismay.
It was really horrifying. She's well respected.
Calls for a thorough and transparent investigation.
So, do you trust the Israelis investigating them?
The Israelis have the wherewithal and the capabilities to conduct a thorough, comprehensive investigation.
The Palestinian Civil Affairs Minister says Israel requested a joint investigation and to be handed over the bullet that killed the journalist. The Palestinians refusing on both counts, saying they'll conduct their own investigation, as a senior diplomat made this request.
What we are asking for an international independent investigation.
In Tunisia, Jordan, Iraq and Lebanon, journalists and activists demonstrated. While in Jerusalem, at least 5 Palestinian protesters were hurt in scuffles with police, around half a dozen more detained. A distinguished reporter's death potentially adding fuel to a resurgent conflict. Renaissar Umpire, SBS World News.